Tonight's tactical enhancement is some more of the Speyside single malt. Tonight we're playing Warhammer, the old world, 1500 points, because that's how many Beastmen Andrew's painted up. And he wanted to take on my Chaos Warrior army, which I've been painting up, and this is a fair bit of what I've actually painted. Straight up biffo, because we haven't got the new scenario rules, and frankly it's too much like hard work last thing on a Friday evening. Now for the armies, Andrew, talk us through what you've got.
Sure, let me get my list out, since it's been about 6 months since I actually used this army, and I'm pretty sure I've forgotten what it is. Alright, start with the two characters.
Righto.
So we've got a Gorbel, which is sort of the hero level Minotaur. So there's two, there's the hero level one and then there's the Lord level one. So this is just the hero level one. He's got the armour of meteoric iron, which gives him a 5+ armour save that can't be modified.
Okay, and as soon as he's got a few bits of it.
It's somewhat disabled. And he's got a talisman of protection, which is a 5+ ward.
There you go.
And a great weapon, and that's it.
Righto.
Then I've got a level 2 Bray Shaman. He's got the Hag Tree Fetish, and the Ruby Ring of Ruin, or Rune, or whatever the hell it is. And that's it for characters.
Righto.
Core, I've got 20 Gores with full command.
Righto, lovely.
5 Razor Gores, they're core as well.
Are they a unit or are they individuals?
They're all individuals.
Oh, little bastards.
And then 3 Chariots.
Is that core?
Yeah, and they're core as well.
Oh my god.
And then my last core unit is another unit of Minotaurs. These 2 Minotaurs.
Right.
They're a core unit as well.
What about the other unit of Minotaurs?
So they're special.
Right, so because you've got a Minotaur character, you get
1 unit of Minotaurs as core.
Okay. Oh, that makes
so
sense.
that's basically all core units there, except for them. They're a special unit. So all the Minotaurs have hand, weapon and shield.
Oh yeah.
Except for my general, who's got great weapon.
Fucking big wompy axe.
Yeah, can't fucking miss that, can ya?
Haven't seen an axe that big since Papa Corn turned up.
I think he's, yeah, that's like actually the size of a Beastman. And for my single rare choice, I've got a Dragon Ogre Shagoth.
Oh, how many points is that motherfucker?
He's 225 points,
and
I've given him heavy armour.
Okay.
He was running around with the blackened plate, which is plate armour, and then you add his scaly skin +2 to that.
Right.
And that's how he runs around with the 2+ armour save. But with the new rules, he can't have a 2+ armour save anymore, so drop that.
What a shame.
Well, yeah. I was paying 25 points to get that extra pip of armour.
Wow.
So now I'm just spending 6 points and getting a 3+ instead of a 2+, so...
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's it.
And up against that, we have a windmill, a farmstead in an extremely unfortunate location today, and a bunch of Chaos Warriors. And we have, okay, for the core, we've got 2 packs of 5 dogs who look like they need a bit of grooming. If you've watched grooming videos, they're hilarious, especially if you get angry cats. You just imagine getting one of these fuckers in the salon. We've got 10 Chaos Warriors. I actually have Shield Wall. Yeah, sorry, Marauders. And they have Shield Wall, which is hilarious. And they have 4+ armor now with the new rules.
Crikey.
Yeah, I upgraded them slightly.
So is that all infantry, including monstrous infantry? Or is it just infantry?
Oh, I think it's just infantry. But I'd have to check that because I don't use much monstrous infantry.
I'm just thinking my Minotaurs have hand, weapon and shield.
Alright, well, I've got a print out of the errata here. We'll have a look. I've got 5 Marauder Cav. I've got no idea what they're going to do in this battle, but I figured I'd better have some mobility just in case. Because I know you'll have mobility.
5 of them.
Yes. 2 blocks of Chaos Warriors. I think a block of 14 and a block of 15. A block of 5 of the Chaos Knights. The lighting is hilariously bad in here tonight. Don't know why. Then we've got a giant. And this is a $27 giant from some other range. 200 points plus 20 points for heavy armor. And then in terms of the characters, we have my backup standard bearer, because I haven't built the one in his chariot yet. He's pretty basic. I think I gave him something to keep him alive. We've got a wizard who's got the spell thingy to no, what is it? It's the rod, the earthing rod, so that he can re-roll on the miscast table, because God knows that happens too often. Then we've got the not quite as successful in life as he'd like to be commander, who's the second level up of hero. I think there's like 3 levels. He's the mid-level one. Instead of having like, you know, champion, hero, and lord, you've got champion. You got hero, lord level hero, and fuck me, that's a lord level hero.
Okay, alright.
So he's the standard mid-level one.
Okay.
And then he's got his emotional support elephant, who counts as just a regular rank and file warrior. They all come with a 5+ ward already. Giving this bloke a great weapon, as you do. And these characters come with ensorcelled weapons as standard as well.
Yeah, same with all mine.
Oh, really? Lovely. And then what else? I don't think I put anything fancy on the standard berry. Sort of doesn't need it. Because they're all Chaos Undivided, which means they get to re-roll all of their panic and fear and terror tests and that sort of thing.
Yeah, these guys got it as well.
Really? It's like you're copying me.
They're lesser chaos.
Lesser chaos.
They're aspiring chaos.
There's like goats who got too big for their boots.
Yes.
Don't know if I put much else on these things. Oh yeah, that's right. I gave them all the 5.1 off reroll if they get a really bad result on the Gaze of Chaos, or whatever it's called.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, 'cause that's kind of a good idea, because I don't want them coming around as all stupid.
Yep.
So on that note, we'll do some deployment. We'll check in after that, and then we'll get into the biff. Alright, quick note on deployment. Andrew had way more drops than me, because each of these kitty cats, which is actually a razorback boar, is a 50-point drop. He's got 5 of them, so most of my army's deployed before he's even got away from the kitty cats. So anyway, he put them over there. The mage was the last drop. He's hiding in the trees by himself for some reason. Kitties, the big boy, and some soft and squidgy units of Minotaurs. Block of what, 20 odd infantry with they got a general in there, character at all?
In the group? No,
Okay.
straight infantry, yeah.
But if you co-charge with them and them, then you get the best of both. Kitty, and 3 fucking chariots. They're really good chariots too.
$10 each.
10?
$10 each for proxy wars.
Holy fucking shit, $10 for that?
Yeah, I got 3 of them for $32.
Oh my god, that's cheap.
I think they turned out alright.
They're good models, yeah, I like them. And on the other side, there wasn't much I could do to be cunning, so I just laid out what I hope will work. We get a nice disposable unit of infantry here, a couple of units of dogs, the blocks of infantry behind them. There's a reason for that. Giant to team up with the rank and file. Heavy cav, not quite sure what I'm going to do with them yet. And then these guys on the flank to maybe go kitty hunting, but frankly I don't think that'll work. It probably won't. Because kitties are tougher than they are, even though these guys are more points. We'll see what happens. Anyway, on that note, let's roll the dice, see who goes first.
Yes.
3 and 2. Well, I'll take the first turn, don't know what I'm going to achieve with it, but I'll take it anyway. Alright, a very quick turn. We've shuffled up. That's about it. We've got to give them a chance to get to us. I've just spread out a little bit. Thought I'd move the giant this way because there is rather a lot of heavy chariot over here, even though there is a big bad monstery thing over there. That mage has got some nasty spells, so I'm keeping my distance for a turn, but soon I'm going to have to do something about that. I'm just staying outside of his maximum move plus cast range. We tried to cast Fireball from this guy onto... Where are they? those guys.
These guys.
And because I only get +1 from my level 2 mage now, yeah, I didn't quite make it. Anyway, that's that for now. On to turn 1 for the Beastmen. Another fast turn. We agreed that I had in fact measured correctly, even if I hadn't, and that I was just outside of casting range for that bastard to hit these guys with this nasty spell that does horrible, horrible things, and I'm actually tempted to run away from. What else? Basically, he just moved up. Oh, and I looked up the rules for throwing spears and found out they're actually throwing it in melee, not as a missile weapon, which is very annoying because I had a job for them to do, but it's not going to happen now. And that's about it for that turn. So over to Chaos Warriors, turn 2. Chaos Warriors, turn 2, and we're fumbling our way through working the rules out. I redeployed the giant over here because I needed him to deal with them, and these guys are going to lend some sort of assistance. I'm not quite sure what yet. The dogs are probing forward, screening the warriors. The main thing I've got to deal with at the moment is kitties, so I'm keeping my facing good for those. Now, because this mage has got this spell which will just fuck things up, 5d6 strength 1 attacks, ignore armor. And he's got a bit of a fondness for my knights. So I'm screening my knights with the dogs, because they're technically the same size, because nothing's a large target. So he can't actually see these guys to magic missile them. They might try something cunning. And because these guys have got no chance against these kitties, I've had them fall back, because they're actually in skirmish order. I just put them side to side because it just makes more sense to look that way. So I put them back on the other side of the hill so that he's got less targets. I did try to magic missile this guy with my mage at 24 inches, 23 or thereabouts. So I did shuffle these guys forward very slightly, and I repositioned the mage in the front rank. I got the spell off. We did a 4+ to see whether there was enough line of sight to get him. Yeah, we got that. And then he had to do the free dispel, the one you get once a turn.
Yes.
And he boxed.
The Hail Mary one, I think we'll call it.
Yeah, he needed 11 and he got fucking boxcars. So he's looking very smug.
I'm sorry, I've already apologised for it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have had to apologise if I killed him, because it's sort of he's so unsportsmanlike, but I'm sure he's going to try and do it back to me.
No, I've got something else in mind, don't worry.
Oh, yeah, he's cunning. He's a cunning man. Anyway, on that note, over to Beastmen, turn 2, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Turn 2. And we remember to do our Gaze of the Gods thing, and we both had things that don't really matter, something lasts for a turn. But Andrew's general, where is he? That guy, he's scary enough already, he's now got an extra attack. And so does my standard bearer, of all people. So there's a whole lot of faffing around. Andrew cast a fuck ton of spells trying to get to these knights. He cast a magic missile. I stopped it. That was to get rid of the dogs that I was using as cover, so that he could then blast the knights with another spell. He then used the ranged spell from Demonology.
That didn't cast.
It didn't cast, that's right. And then he used Vile Tide. He's using Vile Tide in combination with the things where you reroll 1s to wound. And while he got it off, fortunately he rolled shit. So he killed 4 dogs. The last one scarpered, and he's not likely to come back. But that was the best I could do out of that. That was yeah. So that guy is remarkably dangerous. And Andrew was saying earlier he's the most important guy in the army, or certainly the most interesting. And I would agree, that was pretty full on.
That was a terrible roll. Imagine doing that to your knight. You'd have 4 dead knights now.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a terrible roll.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether I should have got my knights out of there, but then do I really want to redeploy my entire army just because of that one little git? That's a hell of a powerful influencer. That the influence of him may be even more important than the actual damage that he does.
Interesting guy.
It's like any tank teams in Team Yankee, their area denial as much as actual damage done. The other interesting thing, see, we're being cagey. Everyone's keeping a long way away from each other because nobody wants to fall into the other guy's melee traps. Because that's the way it's won, really. You've got to pick your moment to get your charge off to have the right effects. And neither of us is giving the other guy really the opportunity for that. Conversely, over here, Kitty decided to charge into these guys. Bumped off 2 straight off the cuff on the impact hits, because we've got to remember it's a big giant monster-sized razorback boar who has tusks that impale you on the charge, and he's got all sorts of other things like primal fury and shit going on, so he just ignores the armor, even though these guys now have 4+ armor. The good news is, after he just bumped off 3 with ridiculous ease, the remainders rolled up a fucking storm and took 2 wounds off of him.
He hit with every single attack.
Yep, and that's 8 attacks, given that we're fighting 2 ranks now. Because otherwise in 1 rank I would have been down to like 2 guys fighting.
Yeah.
So that really swings it for infantry, which is good, because the whole idea of this thing coming wrong and bumping off a bunch of guys with shield wall and all that.
How many points are those marauders?
Good question. They're not a huge amount. They're 97.
Okay, alright.
With shields and light armour and full command.
Okay.
So you'd expect them to stick around to get something with half the points.
Twice the cost of that thing. So
Yeah.
They should be pretty durable.
So under the old rules, they wouldn't have been. So the facts kind of levelled that out. Yeah, so let me think. We won on the musician. So that was nice. Anyway, on that note, that's pretty much it. Oh, and they've moved up nicely in the way of these chariots. That was good of them. I've got to make a few decisions because there's pros and cons to what I can now do. And we will go into Chaos Warriors turn 3. And of Chaos Warriors turn 3. I had to use my rerolls on the Gaze of the Gods because I rolled a 1 for the Mage and a 1 for the Standard Bearer, which would be a rather unfortunate combination. So we re-rolled those, and I've got +1 weapon skill to the Standard Bearer and the boss, and I rolled a 6, so +1 strength and some other guff for the Mage. So that's good, but they don't have that re-roll anymore. Now we did some things. We charged these into Kitty. I was hoping the poison might do something. It took 1 wound off. That's all it did. It didn't do very well. It killed 2 in return. So the thing is, if it gets to charge, it's more dangerous. So I figured I'd have a go. And it's now in pursuit of these guys, and then next turn it will do something, which I probably won't like. With these guys, we chased up the kitty, and we actually killed it. I only hit 3 times out of 8, and then I rolled 2 6s out of the wounds. So then we overran and followed up into the chariots. And I'll slow them down, and I'd pre-deployed this guy on the basis that even if I didn't overrun and hit that thing, I'd be able to block the movement of at least 1 chariot enough that from here I'd be able to charge him in the next turn. But he's now got the sweet spot. He's a happy guy. That said, actually I probably should have adjusted his movement a bit better. He should have turned a bit more to the right, because it's quite possible these guys will finish off this unit and they might overrun. Who fucking knows? It may not work actually. We'll see. Move these guys up, ready for a fight. And I've got a real problem with this guy, right? So I thought what I'll do is I'll move these guys over to the side. They're in the way of these guys, which is not how I wanted it, and there's a chance they'll get charged by that guy if nothing else. But then I'll move up the skirmishes and block line of sight. But there's a couple of things that he can do. One is that he can move enough of his guys around to get out of the way so this guy can move about and have a look. But there's some other things you can do as well, which would be very, very annoying. So this screening method may not be great. But I've got the situation where I've got to brave it, or my cavalry just have to run the fuck away because of 1 spell combo, which would be very irritating. Which may have been the smarter thing to do, actually. But it's so annoying, I've decided, fuck it, I'll try and tough it out. So we'll see what happens. I now have... Oh, and this guy failed to rally. He needs to roll Snake Eyes. And these guys are running very quickly. I wasn't expecting a lot from the dogs, and, well, you know, so far they've made great ablative. Which is actually, like, the whole idea of this army is the dogs are there in order to soak up fire so that these guys can get in. That's when they're not war machine hunting. And the marauders were all purchased to be ablative, and they re-roll their panic tests. The general idea is they're meant to run ahead of the rest of the army, getting the shit shot out of them so that the real fighters can get in. And so far that's actually what's happening.
Pretty much.
So, and we tried to cast a fireball, and of course we failed to cast again. On that note, over to Beastmen turn 3. Alright, Beastmen turn 3. This is such a cagey fucking game. Right, so what happened is these two charged the skirmishing cavalry, the Marauder Cav, which is exactly the right thing to do, for the express purpose of getting them out of the way of this guy so he could do his magic. Now, I fled. One of them failed to catch. The other one did catch and barreled headlong into the flank of the knights. We did nothing to each other, so I won on combat res and he bounced back 2 inches. I decided not to follow up because I can probably do something more entertaining if I don't follow up. That, however, meant that the mage was free to start casting magic, and he rolled well. I rolled shit. It didn't stop a single spell, although he failed to cast his last one. So between Fireball, that took off 1 rank, and then the other thing, what's it called?
Vile Tide.
Vile Tide, in combination with the thing that makes him reroll 1s, he just rolled up a fucking storm. There's more Yahtzees there than a day with Emilio. And he blasted 3 fucking ranks off the back of this unit. That was absolutely horrendous. Passed our panic test, but there's really only 2 members of that unit left. The other 2 guys there are characters. So that was suitably fucking foobar. Over here, they won the combat and killed a few guys actually. Killed 3. Pushed me back a little bit. We made our enough of a save. We only got pushed back 2. Now I was going to follow up. That would have opened the way for my giant to charge into those guys, into the chariots in the flank. It's my turn next. But during his turn, he had also moved up his kitty, and it's a very clever manoeuvring to get in the way so that if he doesn't follow up, my giant can't barrel on into the chariots. Now we're being a bit forgiving with each other because you let me tweak a move earlier by about half an inch, so I wasn't in range of the Vile Tide spell, and letting him tweak half an inch over here because we're still trying to figure these things out a little bit. But what it means is I can't just go and barrel headlong into that unit. We're going to have to do some very careful manoeuvring soon because this is going to get annoying for somebody.
What turn are we up to?
My turn 4.
Shit.
We're about to start that. What did you do for your hero rolls? Somebody got +1 toughness for a turn?
I got +1 toughness till
Just for study next turn?
start of my next turn sub-phase.
Yep, okay. And what happened to your mage?
I didn't roll for my mage. I'm not rolling for my mage because if he rolls a 1 for stupidity, you can't cast.
But you have to roll.
No, you don't.
Gaze of the gods.
May choose to roll.
Oh, is that right? I thought you had to do it whether you liked it or not.
No.
Well, I might just stop doing that for the guys that don't have a reroll
Do
left.
that for mages, but you can't cast if you got. If you, if you fail
well.
the stupidity roll.
I just learned something. I thought you had to do it. I might just stop rolling for the mage.
I've stopped now. It's like, yeah, no, I've got my +1 attack. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I might still do it for the general because he's got a reroll if he fucks it up. And then again, knowing my luck, Snake Eyes is a real possibility. So anyway, now the other thing he did was he moved up this fella here in order to charge block these guys. So we'll see how that goes. On that note, into turn 4 for the Chaos Warriors. Turn 4 Chaos Warriors, and I decided to try and crack on through. So over here, we charged into this kitty. We failed to kill it. It's a shame. I was hoping to overrun and maybe hit these guys, but that didn't happen. Pushed it back 2 inches because he rolled well for morale, and he actually took out one of the knights with his kitty. So that was shit. Those knights are now going to get ganged up on by all sorts of things, and they will die. These guys, they couldn't do much, so we manoeuvred to get magic missile on this guy. We'd misunderstood the Lookout Sir rule, and we thought that he'd get Lookout Sir from the big monster, but no, that doesn't work. So, of course, I completely failed to cast magic missile for the 3rd time in a row.
6.
Oh my god.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I've been rolling 6 turn after turn. So yeah, that happened. Over here, so we had followed up into these guys. We actually lost that fight. I lost a few guys.
No, that was last
No,
turn.
that was previous turn, yeah. So the giant charged into the kitty, bashed it up.
And stomped it like horrendously.
About as you'd expect, really. And then I've repositioned myself. I just realised what you're likely to do. Oh well, fuck it. Don't worry about that later. I've repositioned the giant in anticipation of being able to bash up some chariots that may not actually be in that position when my turn comes around. We'll see what happens. And I moved these infantry up as far as I could while being careful to make sure I'm more than 12 inches away from the front edge of this unit in case they get overrun. And that's it. And I completely failed to rally any of the dogs, although that's to be expected. Right, on that note, we'll move over to the Beastmen, turn 4. End of turn 4 for the Beastmen. And it's very frustrating for all people at the moment. Let's see. Andrew's moving these guys up to flank charge these if I go ahead and charge them, although he's saying he'll stick around for the fight, but
I didn't move.
if it was a tournament, you'd say that, then you'd flee with them, then you'd flank charge with them. He moved one chariot around here, and the other one's backed off because he doesn't want to hit them and crash through and get jumped on by a giant.
It's a whole clusterfuck over there. I really don't know what to do.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
Just umming for half the game, like trying to figure out what to do with these chariots.
Well,
just completely
all that tells me is that I've done something vaguely intelligent on this side, whereas I really haven't over here. My knights were so hemmed in by different things, including this fucker here. He's blowing everything away with this one roll after another of mayhem.
Yeah, statistically he shouldn't have got all those rolls.
Nah, he's been rolling up a storm. This guy is basically Arnold Schwarzenegger with a minigun today. So because my horses are charged into this guy's and failed to kill it, everything just stacked onto those knights and just beat the shit out of them. And Andrew was complaining because the first thing, this 50-point piece of shit killed 2 knights.
Yeah, and my 230-point monster didn't get to fight.
Yeah, so this 230-point thing goes, well, I didn't get a go. It's like, well, that's not fair. And in fact, we didn't even kill anything. I had 2 knights that got to attack. They failed to kill the kitty, sitting there with 1 wound left. And they got bumped off by this asshole with his great weapon. So, all told, not a great showing. And then this guy went and whomped out 2 massive magic missile attacks and blew away the last 2 guys out of this unit and took a wound off the standard bearer. Deary me. All a bit of a shit show, I have to say. On that note, over to the Chaos Warriors, turn 5. Let's see if we can actually win a fight. Alright, end of turn 5 for the Chaos Warriors. Now, we ended up charging into these guys, which was insane. We actually charged after the kitty. It ran away and we redirected into Dragon Ogre. I wasn't expecting to do a lot. We still rolled shit, amazingly. But the mage managed to take 1 wound off of him. We finally cast a spell. It was amazing. We got Hammerhand off, so naturally Andrew rolled the fucking stupidly high roll he needed to stop it. So the mage wounded the Dragon Ogre, and the Dragon Ogre killed the mage for his troubles. It was a tie all up. Over here, we charged into these guys. Then, well, they rolled about average, and I rolled complete shit. So the last guy broke and fled. Naturally, I sent the giant in to chase that guy who fled, which is quite a reasonable thing to do. So he's now there parked in front of these chariots. We'll see what they do next turn. Probably not much. These guys chased after these riffraff, the Gauls, and I rolled shit, but then so did Andrew, and he fled and went a long way. But rather than chase them and get hit in the flank by this lot, I turned to face. So they have to roll about an 8 next turn, including their musician, in order to stay on the table, otherwise they're gone. But that said, it's looking like a somewhat one-sided fight at the moment. We're just looking at some of the minor quirks of the magic system to see whether we've been guided correctly in some of the advice we've been given, because we're just trying to figure out how to make mages really useful. Because there are a few quirks and what does and doesn't work with them. Anyway, on that note, over to Beastmen turn 5. Alright, end of turn 5. We're calling it because it's pumpkin o'clock. Let's see now. There was an awful lot of ganging up on the standard bearer who's down to his last wound. I think the boar that looks like a cat got him in the end. This guy tried to charge in against these guys. The cat did, or the boar did, and killed 3 on its fucking impact hits. And there's only 2 other casualties, so the Minotaurs only killed 2 other guys. In return, we killed 4 wounds off the Minotaurs. It was a bit average, mostly because my commander just keeps rolling 2s. But it was enough, and they broke, and they ran, and so did the cat. So I do actually get some points out of this game. Unfortunately, these fuckers went and rallied. That was annoying, and so did that. The only thing that didn't rally was the beast, which is to be expected, I suppose. I don't know what the points are, but it's looking an awful lot like a Beastman victory. I've got a lot of dead. Yeah, I've got quite a bit of dead, truth be told.
Well, 3, 4, 5 units, 6 units.
Yeah, the knights, the warriors. Well, look, in theory, I could do rallying cry and try and get this guy back. I keep forgetting to use rallying cry, but we do have it. And that would save a few points on what is actually a cheap unit under 100 points anyway.
Yeah.
The dogs cost fuck all. Less than 100 points for those cavalry is about 80. But yeah, that block of infantry hurts, and losing the knights hurts. Now I've lost my fucking mage and standard bearer as well. The standard bearer is cheap, but the mage is a bit of a loss. Yeah. Look, I can attribute most of my loss to that one guy rolling up storm after storm after storm, just blasting things 6 ways on Sundays. And even when he didn't kill, he did enough damage and caused enough problems that I couldn't sit there in front of him. That guy is an absolute fucking assassin. He pretty much won you the game.
Priority number 1. Kill that guy.
And I tried to hock 3 fucking fireballs at him, and none of them worked.
It was so close, you just needed
Yeah,
one more.
I rolled a 6 to cast when I needed a 7.
Yep.
3 turns in a row, yeah. So it wasn't for lack of trying, and I used my ablative screens properly, but there's only so much they can do. They can only ablate so many times. That unit in the middle did what it was supposed to, but it was... yeah, it would have done more if I coordinated my attacks better. And over here, we stimmied each other pretty neatly.
Yeah, that was a real disappointment on this flank, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably for both of us. I was trying really hard to get that giant in.
Yeah, you did the right thing by moving him over there, for sure. That definitely stimmied me. But then having the knight and the giant, having that double threat.
Well, I had the giant and the marauders, which between them were doing pretty well for a while there until you whittled them down.
Yep.
I kept attacking, but you kept getting in the way. So it was a very cagey game. So, what have we learned?
Don't bunch up chariots. I mean, it looks nice, but tactically it's just a really stupid idea.
The only time I do that is if you're using multiple chariots in one unit.
Yeah.
Yours are all separate guys, aren't they?
Yes. So really, there's no reason for all of them to be base to base.
Yeah.
And the big mistake was charging the cat into your marauders. It gave them basically a free double move, which then enabled them to charge the chariots.
Yeah, because the marauders are worth twice as much, and with the new rules, they actually do okay when you get charged like that.
Yeah. On the old rules, that cat would have gone right through them.
Yep.
So yeah, no, not going to make that mistake again. Or if I do, I send 2 cats in, send 3 cats in. So yeah, it was really disappointing that the chariots did absolutely nothing. 250 points, they did absolutely nothing.
Yep.
The Gauls got absolutely smashed by the Chaos Warriors.
Yeah, they're really meant to be a tar pit. I mean, really, they should have held statistically, and then would have got flanked. But the thing is, even if you flanked me, I think I probably would have chopped enough things that I probably would have won the combat, because it's quite easy to kill Gauls.
Well, this is why I've stood back and tried to magic you to death, because those 2 warrior units just carve through my individual units.
Yep.
The Minotaurs, the cats.
I mean, Minotaurs are great, but they're designed to be used in combo with other things, I think.
I mean, I just charged them in because, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we had to have a bit of a fight.
Yep. 5 turns of trying to stimmy each other.
And otherwise, I just would have had free reign to go and chase those guys off the table.
Yeah, exactly. They're definitely the big winners are the mage and the dragon ogre Shaggoth. They're definitely the men of the match, as per usual.
I'm actually not as afraid of the dragon ogre Shaggoth as I thought I would be. He's powerful, but he's expensive. You just treat him like a giant monster, like as you always do.
Yeah, an armoured giant with lots of abilities. So.
And the only reason I was fighting the fucker was because everything had turned to shit due to the mage.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been gang up territory and manoeuvre. So what got me about this game was everyone was shuffling around each other trying to get the right charge without getting hooked in, because we're both the sort of people who will set traps for the melee and then try and get combos off.
Yeah.
So it turned into a very un-chaos game.
Yes, we're both very cagey.
Yeah.
But, you have to do it. Especially against chaos, whereas, like I said, you'd smash through any one of my individual units in one turn. So I had to get the combo charges to try and beat them, otherwise I'd just lose every single time.
Yep. And look, this is not a very well balanced Chaos Warrior list of 1500 points. I think it'd be balanced at 2000 points. 2.5 would be optimal. We're playing a lot of 2400 point games because it gives you enough without too much. Because, once you throw in a Manticore,
yeah, it changes the whole dynamic, doesn't it?
Totally rearranges the dynamic and the mobility and range of threat and all that sort of stuff. And if I upgraded my mage, he'd have range 24 for his dispel. That would help.
Yeah, but so would the enemy.
Yeah, if you decided to do that, yeah.
Not for 2400 points, I mean.
And why it's relevant is because some of the range of the spells is 24 inches.
Or 18.
Well, some Fireball's 24.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Not that. I don't think either of us cast it all game, did we?
I reckon you got it once.
Yeah, maybe once. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dogs.
Yeah.
No, I used Vile Tide in the dogs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway.
No, statistically, he shouldn't have made that many.
No, when you did get him in, he was rolling up a fucking storm.
Yeah.
That combination of those two magic items is horrid.
Yeah. No.
One of them alone I could handle, but both of them I've got to look at some defense against that when I'm fighting you, because that's just
magic resistance. I reckon it's going to be a new thing.
That'll help, but to be brutally honest, that guy totally destroyed my game.
Yeah, he took out a whole unit pretty much single-handedly and stopped your knights doing what they wanted to do. I think that was more valuable.
Yeah, he annihilated a unit of infantry, which left the characters vulnerable sitting in front of that guy. That's the only reason the characters are dead.
Yeah.
I probably should have run away with them, truth be told. That might have been the smarter thing to do.
The cat was back there, so he would have just caught him.
Yeah, and then the impact hits do what they do and smash the guys.
Yep.
You're over. See, Andrew's got a long-standing enthusiasm for single monsters that do horrible things. His Nurgle army is quite like that, and it's very frustrating. But then on top of that, I couldn't get a spell to work ever.
That was just really bad luck.
And I
probably should have killed my mage.
I was rolling dog shit all over the place. I got like one break in the entire game, and I think that was when your unit of Gauls ran away.
As they should. I mean, that's your general there.
And even then, I killed fuck all of them.
Yeah, I killed 3.
I was appalling.
You should have killed at least like 10.
But I reckon with the same dice rolls, without that fucker doing his thing turn after turn after turn, it would have been quite a different game. I think I could have at least muscled my way through to a draw. But that guy's a serious problem. I've got to think about what to do with him. But yeah, I think 2,500 points. I mean, obviously a 2,500 point Beastmen army is going to be
massive
and painful. But I think the way in which this army works would be more dynamic and work a lot better. So 2,500 points. I've got another unit of infantry. I've got a Manticore. I've got another giant.
Yeah.
I might have another unit of hounds or something. But I think that's pretty balanced. I'll spread out my characters across the 3 units.
Another 1,000 points for the Beastmen would be...
Still also horrendous, also scary.
Yeah.
But there's something about the dynamics. I mean, if I'd not taken the giant, I could have taken maybe another unit of knights.
Both are lethal, yeah.
Yeah, that would have given me more manoeuvrability. A little bit more. I mean, I think that thing's pretty manoeuvrable.
Well, he saved the entire flank.
Oh, he did, but a unit of knights doing in the same place would have done the same thing.
Yeah, for 100 points less, yeah.
A little bit less, yeah. So, there's other things you can do, but I haven't painted up my whole army yet, so...
yeah, we're kind of restricted on what we've got available at the moment, so that kind of hampers things a little bit.
True. Another 100 points, we do 1600, I can take 2 giants.
Alright.
Slightly offsets the ridiculousness of the rest of my list. It's still wildly unbalanced. That would be a very silly thing to do, actually.
That would be very silly.
It'd be funny.
Yeah, giant on each flank. Yeah, bump you up to level 4 or whatever.
Oh, God, that'd be horrendous. Alright, well, anyway, that was fun. So, yes, game of manoeuvre and caginess.
It was a very manoeuvrable game. It was a very tense game for the first 4 turns, which was good.
Yeah, it was... it was fun, just not in the way I was hoping it would be.
You still got to smash something at the end, so you got to be happy with that.
Well, yeah. I mean, every game is a learning experience, especially against certain players. And the learning experience here is I've got to be able to stop magic.
Yeah.
If I don't, I'll just get smashed by that cunt turn after turn. Anyway, on that note, thanks for watching. Feel free to hit like, subscribe, tell your friends, explain what I did so horrifically wrong, and fuck it, time to call it a night.